Okay, everybody, all you Harley hot rod fans, more specifically, I'm fans of Sportsters and Super Glides, lowriders, FXs. This video is going to be on my mostly finished build of my new 90-inch Sportster. I've got a lot of videos on here of my Sportsters, and I'm going to make one of my Super Glide that's in the background. But this bike has changed through the years, so it might get a little confusing. This is 2016, it's May 2016, and this bike has been converted from a 88-inch Sportster to a 90-inch Sportster. Dan Norland at Hammer did the top end work for me. I'm just going to try to review it for you all. I did a mid-build video, and I did a video of it last year when it was 88-inch, and I did a video of it the year before when it was a 1250, so it changes every year. I have a few other bikes too and videos, but the garage kind of looks the same, so the videos might get a little confusing. I'll try to define them as good as possible so you won't get confused about what video you're watching, but it could end up being a little confusing because I got a lot of videos about these bikes, but they're really cool bikes. So on this one, turned out, it is, I am so happy with it. It is just one bad motor scooter. It's a really cool bike. So I still got work I want to do to it. I've got a Patriot pipe that I'm going to try out on it. I got an S&S-D carburetor with a Thunderjet. It's got a G carburetor on it. Now I got a 48 Mikuni too that I could put on it. They're hard for me to tune though. I think they're hard for everybody to tune, unless you're a Mikuni flat slide expert. But so let me try to, as good as I can, walk around the bike and try to explain some of its features. I had this bike painted by Guy Wiersing in Muskegon, Michigan. Guy's an excellent painter. I wanted the font that was somewhat similar to the stock. I'll bring you over to the stock Sportster font, Sportster 883. So I found a font that was somewhat similar, and I had Guy paint it and say Sportster Racing on the tank. That's the only font on the bike. Next to that, it's black. Excuse me. It's got a Sumax fiberglass rear fender and a Chinese tail light with turn signals in it. Works well. I put a Trax swing arm on it, aluminum swing arm. I've got lights out here in the garage to try to make this video more visible. So, but the Trax swing arm is stock length, but it's got a long slot in the back for the axle. So I extended it about 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches. So the bike axle to axle is now probably 62 inches as opposed to about 60.5 that it comes stock. When I did that, I had to move the rear fender. That's why I put the Sumax fiberglass fender on there. Had to move it back about 1.75 inches. So with that, I had to build a mount for the seat. And I'm just running a solo seat. There's no holes in the fender for a regular seat. I built a little mount that went up and hooks now to the solo seat. So I can run any solo seat that would fit this is a 2002 Sportster. This 2002's black cases because it originally came as a 883R, the racing version, which came with blacked out cases, cylinders. When I put the Trax swing arm on the back, I had to also put on a caliper. I put it on a GMA caliper bracket and a GMA 2-piston caliper with an arm. That's required if you use these track swing arms. I also found some piggyback shocks, and they are Bitubos. I got them in Germany. They were about $850. The swing arm is $1,200 from Trax. I also converted this from a belt drive rear to a chain drive with aluminum rear sprocket on it. Also put aluminum spoked aluminum rims on the front and the rear to help with rotating mass wheel weight. I've got another video that talks all about the wheels. I've got a set of slash cut drag pipes on it. I've got a few different pipes, and that's what's on it for now, and they do have baffles in them. The motor is the bottom end was done by Dark Horse in Wisconsin, balanced. Stock wheels, S&S rods, and it's got Axtel cylinders. They're bored out to 90 inch. They're cast, full cast. The heads are Buell Thunderbolt heads. We put the high lift pistons in it with 35,000 squish band. It's got a crane coil in it. It's got those Nology plug wires on them. Some people don't like them, but they've got a great big ground strap on them. I use a custom oil filter for it. The front wheel rim is Akron aluminum with custom German calipers on the front and back. I went to the 1999 and before wheels and hubs, wheel hubs, to have the Timken bearings, because I love the Timken bearings. They roll very well. So both in the front and the back, it's pre-1999 wheel hubs, so I could have the Timken bearings. It's got the stock Harley 39 millimeter front end. I put some custom little turn signals on it. I'll turn them on for you to show you how they work. I put a LED light in the front. They sell them. There's a plug-in light. They're about 70 bucks. It's LED in the back. Custom Harley mirrors. A little dent on this one. I'm running Shinko tires. Needs a new one in the back. We're planning on taking it to the drag strip next Sunday. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to get high 10s with it. That's my goal. I do have a wheelie bar for it. I just got her broke in, probably about 500 miles on it the other night, and raced a couple of guys, and it's very fast. I think it's probably going to be capable of high 10s. Dan reworked the heads with the squish band, so it's almost a bathtub design inside. The Buell Thunderbolt head's really nice. Jacked it up to about 12-to-1 compression. Small problem for 94 street octane gas, and then I get a little ping, so I've got race gas in it, and I use octane booster additives. We'll see how that goes. It's not exactly going to be a cruising bike, because I do have two other bikes, or I have three other bikes actually. I have a 2000 FXD, 95 inch. Very nice bike. Goes really good. It runs consistent consistent 11.6s at the drag strip. And I just built this other 1998 Sportster, 1250 Hammer kit to be my daily rider. And the bike goes really good. It's a nice bike. But this 90 inch is my monster that really, it took me 3 years to get it to where it is now. I rebuilt the motor about, well, I had the motor down about 5 times to get it where it is now. But the other night when I raced a 107 inch dresser with an S&S 107 inch motor in it, it was like he didn't even turn on the gas. We went from a second gear roll. I hit third gear, lifted the wheel off the ground probably about 60 miles an hour and kept it there to about 70 before it softly touched down. Really exciting. Oh, bike is flying. So very happy about it. The upcoming changes, I may put a fairing on it like I have on my 1250 over here. Haven't decided yet. I have the fairing. As I said, I might put the Patriot pipe on it. It has an S&S G carburetor now, but with a Thunderjet, I might put a D on it. I'm looking for, and it's hard to say, but we haven't dynoed it yet, but we'll be putting it on the dyno, looking for 120, 130. Would even like more than that if I can get it. If I use the D, I may be able to pull more than 130, 135 out of it. Out of a 90 inch, that'd be really good. But 12-to-1 compression, and she jacked up pretty good. So, yeah, I think those are some of the main things. Oh, it's got Redshift 643 cams in it. It has Jim's solid lifters, zipper push rods and push rod tubes, S&S roller rockers. The head's all been reworked by Dan Norland, and same way with the cylinders and the pistons. They're all married together. Dan married it all for me. It's got the Twin Tech ignition in it. They seem to work the best for the Sportsters. I think I got it down to, I weighed my other Sportster, and this one isn't much difference, and it's 465 pounds. That's why I like the old style rigid mounted ones, because they were lighter than the new 2004 and up, which come in about 550. This one came in by Harley at around 480, 485, and I took weight off from it, so I'm thinking I'm going to weigh it at the drag strip next week. It's probably somewhere around between 460 and 470 pounds. And with the light wheels, it is very agile, very nice bike. Can't say enough nice things about it. I probably had 30 Harleys in my life, all sorts of different ones. A lot of race bikes, fast bikes. This one is certainly on the top of the list as far as being one of the most fun and really nimble, powerful. Oh, everything about it is just really cool. So I would highly recommend taking a 2003 or before Sportsters, which you can pick up for inexpensive nowadays, and with a little work, maybe a couple thousand, you might be able to get one for $225, and a couple thousand you could work it out to be something like this one, a 1250. That's my 1998, and very sweet bike. A lot of people talk about the old vibrations you get out of the old Sportsters. I'm not even paying attention to it. It's a motorcycle. It's a Harley. It's got a V-twin motor. It's fine. If you want a cruiser, I got a dresser. If I want to cruise around on, but if you want a sport bike, you're going to expect a little of that. So especially on a Harley, the thump and the vibration, that's what you got. So all depends on, if you want a cruiser, then buy a rubber-mounted B motor, with all the goods on it and putt down the road. But if you want something with fast and light, 100 plus horsepower, I would highly recommend the 2003 and prior Evolution Sportsters. They made them from about 85, I think, through 2003, and then they went to the rubber mounted motor. So, all right, I thank you for watching. If you got any questions or concerns, please